Alliance's search unit in Canalive City. Officer Jenny rectified immediately after receiving Joey's notice. Ready to set off to support Mu Lin. At this moment, there was a whistling sound in the air. Boom. A Garchomp landed at the door of the search department. Cynthia with yellow hair and a grim expression. Get off, Garchomp. Seeing this, Officer Jenny rushed up to meet her. Jenny, I got a notification. People from the gold poaching group, carrying out evil activities to capture Lapras near Canalive City? Yes. Jenny said quickly, follow the clues we collected before. The gold poaching group is estimated to capture Lapras this time. All have been dispatched. According to the scale, it should be the action organized by Jay, the leader of the poaching group. This time, it is a good opportunity to arrest the entire gold poaching group in one fell swoop. Surprise flashed in Cynthia's eyes. The gold poaching group has always been a heart disease of Sinnoh Alliance. Although on an overall scale, much smaller than the hidden Team Galactic. But compared to Team Galactic, who hide and hide, the bad behavior of the gold poaching group has aroused great disgust in the Sinnoh society. Sinnoh Alliance, doing nothing to catch poaching gangs, has always been criticized by the public. If this time the entire poaching group can be brought together for the whole Sinnoh Alliance, can have a huge positive impact. At the same time, for Cynthia, the new champion, it will also greatly increase her reputation. This is why Cynthia came from Lily of the Valley as soon as she got the news. Do you know the exact location of the poaching group? Cynthia asked. The reason why there is no gain for the gold poaching group. It is because the poaching group appears strangely, and it is difficult to find their traces. No. Jenny shook the communicator in her hand. Just now, Professor Mu Lin has already called us. Through location tracking, we have identified the location of the poaching group. What? Mu Lin? Surprise flashed across Cynthia's beautiful eyes, as this related to Mu Lin. Seeing Cynthia's expression, Officer Jenny froze for a moment. That's right. If there is no Mu Lin professor at the forefront, tell us the location of the poaching team. We have not yet been able to determine the location of the poaching group. Although Cynthia knows that Mu Lin is in Canalive City, and they also agreed to meet here in 2 days. Keep warm. For Acacia. But Cynthia never expected it. The clue of the poaching group was actually provided by Mu Lin. Thinking of this, Mu Lin is at the forefront. It might be dangerous. Cynthia immediately jumped on top of Garchomp. He shouted urgently, go. He took the lead and took off first. Yes. Officer Jenny also summons her own flying Pokemon. With a group of investigators, they roared up. 2 flowers bloom, each representing a branch. Mu Lin successfully landed on the island, commanding his 2 Pokemon, weeding out poachers hunting Lapras. Lucario is as fast as the wind, with a lot of speed. Poachers haven't even released Pokemon. Then he punched and killed. Then, stomp on ground. Quickly switch goals. Darkrai's whereabouts are strange, fade in and out. A black hand transformed by evil energy appeared strangely behind the poacher. Then smashed the opponent's neck. On the way, several poachers wanted to shoot Mu Lin. They were all blocked by Mu Lin's cyclone formed with the power of Waveguide. Soon, the scene began to be one-sided. The members of the poaching group have no time to pay attention to Lapras, who is powerless to struggle. We are losing ground. Seeing that one's own side is in a state of defeat. Seeing a good situation, it was destroyed by Mu Lin alone. Pokemon Hunter J couldn't take it anymore. Pull out the baby ball to summon her main Pokemon, Salamence. Join the battle. Boom. Salamence landed on the beach. The surrounding members of the poaching group all hid behind Salamence. Jay didn't speak. A baby ball is pulled out again, releasing a Drapion. Pokemon. Drapion gender. Male attribute. Poisonous, evil. Ability. Combat armor, guarded by a hard carapace, it will not be hit by rivals' attack. Level. 62, Elementary Champion, Potential, Champion. Skills. Thunder Fang, Fire Fang, Ice Fang, Poison Barb, Fell Stinger, Poison Fang, Toxic Spikes, Venoshock, Pin Missile. Genetic Skill. Slash. Contest Condition. Good. Remarks. The whole body is covered with a hard carapace. The head can rotate 180 degrees, and there is no dead angle in front of it. His physique is very strong, and even without toxic, he can use his proud strength to distract rival. Pokemon. Salamence gender. Male. Attribute. Flying, Dragon ability. Overconfidence. If you defeat rival, you will be full of confidence and your attack will increase. Level 62. Elementary Champion. Potential. Champion. Skills. Dragon Tail, Dragon Claw, Headbutt, Crunch, Flamethrower, Hyper Beam, Iron Tail, Flame Burst. Genetic Skills. Dragon Rush, Fire Fang, Contest Condition. Good. Remarks. The stronger Pokemon among the Dragon Pokemon. Whether it is a physical attack or an energy attack, they all have good power. They're all champions, and there's a rare Salamence. With such strength, why bother to become a Pokemon hunter? Mew Lin can't understand Jay's thoughts, why he wants to do a career that is despised by the world. One thing to say, just rely on these two Pokemon of Jay. You can easily find an official position in Alliance. Even work hard to raise a few more Pokemon. Maybe even become an elite. Of course. The annual salary of elite is only tens of millions. If Jay can catch all the Lapras here, easy 100 million to account. Perhaps Jay's money-greedy character led her to become a Pokemon hunter. Mew Lin is observing Jay. Jay is also looking at Mew Lin. Championship Lucario. And Champion Class Darkrai. I didn't expect a history professor to have such a strong strength. Jay is also the same as someone who doesn't know Mew Lin. Surprised at the strength of Mew Lin Pokemon. It is said that this Mew Lin is the fiance of Champion Cynthia. Maybe people from Alliance are already on their way. It must be resolved quickly. Thinking of this, Jay spoke directly. Command to attack. Salamence, use the flamethrower. Drapion, poison barb. Roar. Salamence took a sharp breath, throwing his neck back slightly. Then spit up a hot flame. The target of the attack is naturally the steel-type Lucario. Squeeze. Drapion's poison tail swings. Dozens of poisonous iron needles were swung violently. Under the sunlight, poison barb shines with poisonous light. Little Lapras, you and your kind stand back. Mew Lin explained to the little Lapras who brought him here. In order to prevent them from entering the battlefield by mistake and being affected. Woo! Little Lapras, shout out to your kind. Take the initiative to retreat outside the battlefield. Even without little Lapras reminder. It is the nature of creatures to seek good fortune and avoid evil, and the Lapras group will also actively avoid them. After the arrangement was made, Mew Lin looked away. Focus on the fight. Xiao, Aura Sphere. Darkrai, Dark Pulse. Destroy the opponent's attack. Lucario quickly mobilized the power of Waveguide. The left and right hands condense an Aura Sphere respectively. Fling towards the jet of flames. Hiss. Darkrai is a Pokemon that is good at energy attacks. The speed of condensing Dark Pulse is also very fast. Black's energy no longer seemed to be rippling around. Instead, they converged and met Drapion's poison barb. Boom. Boom. In the first round of attacks, the two sides bombarded each other. A huge airwave erupted. It's just an exchange of skills for this round. Because both sides are equal in strength, neither did harm to each other. Returning without success in the first round. The expressionless Hunter Jay frowned. Delaying time is the last thing she wants to see. Quick change of tactics. Salamence, Dragon Pulse. Drapion, use Fell Stinger, attack that Darkrai. Jay's idea is very simple. First focus on killing one of Mew Lin's Pokemon. Then form a 2-on-1 favorable situation. Roar. The energy gathering of the Salamence dragon family. Transformed into a sharp dragon head and attacked Darkrai. Squeeze. Drapion followed suit, attacking. Waving the powerful claws of both arms. Charge towards Darkrai. Waiting for a fatal blow. Facing the powerful and scheming Hunter Jay. Mew Lin didn't hold back anymore. Xiao Mega Evolution. Following Mew Lin's order. A powerful aura shot up from Lucario. Lucario's hair grew wild in an instant. Spikes protruded from the backs of the hands and feet. The red pupils spread and became as sharp as a knife. Use Spine Strike on that Drapion. Darkrai, neutralize Salamence's attack with Dark Pulse. With an order from Mew Lin, the two Pokemon started to move separately. Lucario after Mega Evolution, the speed has increased again. Using the power of the Waveguide, condense two Bone Clubs. Then bulldoze ground, lacing out. Faced with the charging Drapion. Hiss, Darkrai is not to be outdone either. The evil energy surged, transforming into a huge black hand. Faced with Salamence's Dragon Pulse, boom. The collision of two energies of evil and dragon. A huge airwave burst out again. Put sand on the beach and sweep the sky. as if forming a sandstorm. In Sandstorm, Mega Lucario with twin sticks. Matched Drapion 2. Drapion's proud talons, cast on Lucario Orberg. 2 white marks were left. Meanwhile, Lucario's double stick. It hit Drapion hard on the head. The huge force directly knocked Drapion back more than 10 meters. Draw a long trail on the beach. Only then did he barely stop. This round, the energy of Salamence and Darkrai clashed. Still failed to cause damage to both sides, but the other side. Drapion, who was repelled, was obviously very uncomfortable. Spine Blow is originally a ground-based skill. For the Drapion of the poison system, it has outstanding damage. Meanwhile, Mega Lucario's Orberg body, the fell stinger that charges, can only exert a quarter of its power. Obviously, after a fierce fight, Mew Lin relied on Mega Lucario to gain the upper hand. Mega Lucario, very powerful attack power. Pokemon Hunter J clearly saw that Drapion's physical strength was severely damaged. Situationally speaking, she is at a disadvantage. But with this little disadvantage now, it's like letting her retreat? She is not reconciled. After setting up for so long, I finally grasped the whereabouts of the Lapras group. Then spend huge manpower and material resources to prepare. Let her give up these Lapras that are about to get her. She can't do it. Moreover, Jay is not alone in this operation. Instead, the entire poaching group participated. Although she doesn't care about the life and death of those subordinates. But if all is lost here, she also became a polished commander. Thinking of various reasons, before Alliance's support arrived. Jay intends to give it his all. Salamence, use Dragon God to dive. Drapion, cross poison. Attack that Darkrai together. Roar. Salamence roared furiously. The blood-red dual wingbeat beat hard. The first to fly into the sky. After reaching a height of hundreds of meters, it released a terrifying evil spirit. From the highest point, straight down. Dragon God's dive is a powerful skill of the dragon type. In the game, the damage judgment is as high as 100 points. Subsequently, Squeeze, Drapion adjusted as well. The powerful claws shone with a chilling light. Make an impact. Jay's 2 Pokemon attack at the same time. For the Darkrai who wants to persecute, Mega Lucario is strong. But no matter how strong it is, can it withstand the impact of 2 Pokemon at the same time? The moment Jay makes a move, Mew Lin guessed what Jay was thinking. The corners of the mouth were slightly upturned, revealing a meaningful smile. If Jay chooses to retreat from the beginning, she still has a chance to escape. Now. Impossible. And Jay thought Mega Lucario was his killer move. Big mistake. The real killer move is Darkrai with exclusive skills. The waiting is now. Darkrai, use the Dark Hole on Salamence. Hiss, Darkrai's insane overflow is too thick to melt haze. The eerie haze seems to be impenetrable even to sunlight. A burst of space distortion. In the direction of Salamence falling straight down. Suddenly, a black hole appeared. In the black hole, stretched out more than a dozen pairs of black hands made of evil energy. Salamence, who has the fastest speed, can't adjust his body shape in the air at all. Those who threw themselves into the net rushed into the siege of black hands. Under the pull of more than 10 pairs of black hands, Salamence's eyes were closed tightly without warning. The will was forced to sleep by the black hand in the contest condition. Consciousness sleeps. The originally frightening aura immediately dissipated into nothingness. And the body uncontrollably fell straight towards the ground. Bang. Crashed into the beach. At the same time, Mew Lin's command arrived again. Xiao Yu, use a bone strike to finish off that Drapion. Lucario rushed out with a double stick. Rushing like a shooting star. Following Mew Lin's series of arrangements, the alarm bells in Jay's heart rang. Not good. Drapion is then Lucario, to a powerful attack. Probably just lay down. It's a pity that I want to change Drapion now. It was too late. Lucario swung his double sticks and hit Drapion hard on the head again. This time, Drapion was pumped out, couldn't get up. Straight to the ground. Powerless to fight anymore. Watching Lucario prepare to charge forward, Jay quickly pulled out a baby ball and released her Ariados. Shouted. Ariados, use string shot, hold Lucario down. At this time, she was very annoyed. Ali. Ariados spat out sticky white threads. Slightly blocked Lucario's attacking pace. Xiao, come on. Darkrai, attack her. Lucario bypassed the spider web on the ground. Attack again with a double stick. Hiss. Darkrai also condenses Dark Pulse to attack. Ariados. Use Protect. Hold them. Ali. Ariados was in the lead, overflowing with energy. Formed a protective shield. They respectively blocked the attack. Taking advantage of this gap, Jay ran to Salamence, who fell into the bunker and fell into the forced sleep contest condition. An unknown needle was pulled out, stabbed on Salamence's body. In an instant, Salamence escaped from the forced sleep contest condition. Walk. Jay quickly jumped on top of Salamence, urging Salamence to take off. At this time, Jay, no matter how unwilling he was. Also know, if you don't retreat, there will be no chance to retreat later. Roar. Salamence flapped his wings and escaped from the bunker. Meanwhile, Lucario and Darkrai deal with the commandless Ariados. Want to run? Mew Lin had no intention of letting Jay go. Let the tiger go back to the mountain? Non-existent. Xiao, Aura Sphere, Darkrai, Dark Pulse. Luca, Hiss, Lucario and Darkrai, throwing their respective attacks at the same time. The attacks also hit Salamence, who took off and fled. Boom. After the explosion, Pokemon Hunter Jay fell with Salamence. At the same time, in Mew Lin's mind, the system's prompt sounded. Congratulations to the host, you have completed the task randomly released by the system. Steel Z Pure Crystal has been distributed to the host's backpack. The host, please pick it up by yourself. Hearing the system beep, Mew Lin knew that Jay was dead. If only I had a Pokemon that could fly me. The battle just now will be much calmer. The third Pokemon to tame must be the Pokemon that can take me flying. Mew Lin secretly calculated in his heart. Unnamed Rocky Island. Back to calm. Members of the Gold Poaching group knelt on the ground with their heads in their hands. Lucario kept patrolling around the group of poachers. Anyone who dares to move will be killed immediately. Hiss, Darkrai appears and disappears, erratic. The members of the poaching group were all gloomy. For the rest of their lives, will only spend time in Pokemon prison. At this moment, Mew Lin is in the Help Lapras group. Although the Lapras hate the poaching group very much. But they were very close to Mew Lin, who saved them. Woo, little Lapras, who was rescued by Mew Lin at the beginning, also returned to his parents. It might hurt a little later, be patient. Mew Lin said to an injured Lapras. First, I fed a detoxified Pecha berry. Then use a medical bandage and wrap it carefully. In the end, use the power of the ever-changing rock to help him speed up his recovery. For the enemy, Mew Lin will try his best to kill them. For Pokemon, Mew Lin showed a softer side. Do your best to help every injured Lapras treatment. Okay, take a break and you'll be fine. Mew Lin wiped the sweat off his brow and stood up. At this time, there was a commotion among the Lapras group. Woo, masses of Lapras, watching the horizon, honking warningly. Mew Lin looked for the sound, and saw many small black spots appearing in the sky. Officer Jenny and the others came riding flying Pokemon. He waved his hand to signal Lapras not to be nervous. They are my friends and will not hurt anyone. With Mew Lin's reassurance, the Lapras group stabilized slightly. Boom. Garchomp landed on a rocky island. Cynthia looked in shock at the members of the poaching group guarded by Lucario. Lucario knew Cynthia, and Solacean waved to her. Say hello. Xiao. Mew. Cynthia just wanted to ask Lucario where Mew Lin is. Suddenly, I saw Darkrai appearing and disappearing. Darkrai. Mew Lin is really subdued. Although before that, Cynthia had heard Mew Lin say it. He subdued Darkrai. Can really see. Darkrai like shadows. In Cynthia's beautiful eyes, with unconcealable surprise. Hiss, Darkrai has not seen Cynthia. He just glanced at her lightly. Lucario called Darkrai a few times. Explain the relationship between Mew Lin and Cynthia. Hiss, Darkrai just waved his paw. It was a greeting. At this time, Mew Lin came out from the group of Lapras. Seeing Cynthia in the crowd, he was slightly taken aback. Cynthia? Why are you here? Cynthia saw Mew Lin, then quickly ran over. She asked with concern. Mew Lin, are you alright? It's okay, I'm fine. Mew Lin smiled lightly. Mew Lin. These poaching gang members, you subdued them all? Well, it's all settled. Just let Officer Jenny take them away later. Mew Lin said casually. At this time, the investigator brought by Officer Jenny. The members of the poaching group have been counted. There was unconcealable excitement in his expression. He stepped forward and said to Cynthia, "Miss Cynthia, we found the body of Jay, the leader of the poaching group. According to the members of the poaching group. Other than that, all members of the poaching group are here." Cynthia froze. The cunning gold poaching group was wiped out? Alliance planned several times. Actions aimed specifically at them. Can't even catch a hare. As soon as Mulin made a move, he easily took the opponent away. This credit is too great. I've checked all the Lapras. I have already dealt with their injuries initially. However, further inspection is required. A few of them were seriously injured, and I was on their necks. Hanging a red string, turning around and giving Miss Joey from the Pokemon Center priority healing. He looked at Mulin, who was explaining matters to Jenny in an orderly manner. Cynthia felt. It seems that Mulin is more of a champion than himself. Because to accommodate more than 60 Lapras, Canalave City temporarily set aside a beach. Exclusively for Lapras to rest. By the way, Miss Joey from Pokemon Center. Give them targeted treatment. Sinnoh region is not the main place of life of Lapras. Suddenly there are so many rare Lapras. It caused a commotion among the citizens of Canalave City. Countless citizens crowded the beach. Want to catch a glimpse of the grandeur of the Lapras group. Just around the Lapras group, the investigators who had already been brought by Officer Jenny were completely blocked. Can only watch from afar, but there are so many Lapras, even from a distance. Also very shocking. I go. This is the first time in my life that I have seen so many Lapras. Me too. It's spectacular. Countless Canalave City citizens are taking pictures with their mobile phones from afar. Is there any big guy who knows the inside story? Explain why these Lapras are gathered here. While taking pictures, someone asked. It is said that these Lapras originally lived in the distant sea of Canalave City. Unfortunately, being targeted by the gold poaching group. In the process of fleeing, it was close to our Canalave City. An informed person explained. It's the gold poaching group again. These damn bastards know how to catch Pokemon and sell it for money. These people should be thrown overboard. Hey Sharpedo. The surrounding citizens all hated the gold poachers. I heard that there is a powerful trainer. Foresight has captured the actions of the poaching group. Following the trend, the entire poaching group was brought to one hand. Even their leader, Hunter J, was killed together. As soon as the insider opened his mouth, he was immediately questioned. Pull it down. One person brought the whole poaching group to one pot. How is this possible? That is, just when the insider wanted to speak up to respond to doubts. The group of Lapras in the distance uttered high-pitched humming sounds in unison. Woo, woo. Lapras' abnormal behavior made everyone look sideways. Even people who don't understand Pokemon language. Both from growl issued by Lapras. I heard the meaning of gratitude. Mulin walked slowly to the beach. The Lapras all flapped their limbs at once. Get in front of him and surround him. The one at the front is the little Lapras who was rescued by Mulin. With her slender neck, she gently rubbed against Mulin. After playing around for a while, Mulin let go of little Lapras. Then he said to the surrounding Lapras, "Don't worry, everyone. The poaching group that wanted to attack you has been completely wiped out by us. At the same time, Alliance will also help you find sea areas suitable for your life. And will send special personnel to patrol around. Guaranteed not to be influenced by poachers again. Everyone can live in peace in the future." It didn't take long for Mulin's voice to fall. The Lapras swarm once again let out a high-pitched whine. One is larger and seems to be driven by the leader of this group of Lapras. All Lapras looked back and straightened their necks. A series of fine water jets were sent out towards the soaring in the sky. Dense water columns scattered in the air. The sun shines. A colorful rainbow is formed. The citizens who are watching the scenery in the distance are all impressed by this beautiful scene. And infected by Lapras' true emotion. They all used their mobile phones to record the scene. One of them shouted in shock. I read it in a book. This is Lapras, what a benefactor would do. This is the Lapras family, the highest courtesy. That boy should be the trainer who rescued Lapras. Arranging for Lapras. Mulin and Cynthia returned to the hotel. Just entered the room. Cynthia ruthlessly pushed Mulin back on the bed. Leaping over his body, with white and tender hands. Hold Mulin down and look at him with a questioning expression. Say. Why haven't I seen you for a while? How did you become so powerful? He actually managed to defeat Hunter J. Is there something you're hiding from me? Mulin, who was crushed under him, used some ingenuity. He rolled over and put Cynthia under him. Changing the subject, he asked, "When did I become powerful?" "I've always been great. It's not like you don't know this." Cynthia's face was a little red, she struggled symbolically, and then stopped moving. With big moist eyes, he faced Mu Lin directly. "That's not what I said." "Then which one are you talking about?" Mu Lin didn't intend to let this lovely person go easily. "Huh. I won't play with you anymore." Under Mu Lin's teasing, Cynthia blushed even more. "Correct. You said it on the phone last time. Say it will surprise me. You still remember?" Mu Lin lightly pecked Cynthia's pretty flushed face. "You let me go. I'll show you a surprise," Cynthia said coquettishly. "Okay." Mu Lin let go of his hand and lay comfortably on the bed. Watching Cynthia quietly, Cynthia stood up and took off her coat. It was exposed and worn inside. T-shirt with Squirtle on it. Squirtle's eyes widened like brass bells. "Is it pretty?" Next morning. Shua, Mu Lin opened the curtains. When the sun shines into the room, Cynthia put her hat over her head and curled up. Like a fat, cute caterpie, it's almost 11 o'clock in the morning. "It's time to wake up." Mu Lin sat on the edge of the bed, gently patted Cynthia who was curled up. "Don't, I'm so tired, I'm still going to sleep." Cynthia murmured indistinctly, "Still asleep? I made an appointment with that restaurant that specializes in ice cream. I'm waiting to eat with you." Mu Lin reached out to grab Cynthia's quilt, trying to get her up. "Hey, don't," Cynthia said coquettishly. It's a pity that his strength is not as good as Mu Lin's. After the quilt was snatched, the harsh sunlight streamed into the house. "Woo, hate." Cynthia grabbed it casually. Caught the crumpled t-shirt with the Squirtle graphic on it. Cover over eyes. Turned over and continued to sleep. Get up soon. Helpless, Mu Lin could only use his trump card. Reaching out to scratch Cynthia's itchy flesh. "That restaurant is hard to make a reservation. The popsicles in their store are sold in limited quantities. If it's sold out, you won't be able to eat it." "Ha ha ha, itching so much," Cynthia begged for mercy. Lying on the bed, blinking his big eyes, he said with a smile, "Popsicle?" Mu Lin. Otherwise, at 12:30, Mu Lin just woke up. "Put on your coat, go to the bathroom to brush your teeth and wash your face." Cynthia also climbed up. In the bathroom, brush your teeth with Mu Lin. While brushing her teeth, Cynthia said vaguely, "Baby. I'm hungry." "Okay." After brushing his teeth, Mu Lin took off his coat habitually. Mu Lin, who contains 3 divine powers in his body, has excellent physical fitness. Life is endless. The battle continued. "Oh. That's not what it means." Cynthia gave Mu Lin an angry look. "I'm really hungry." "Oh. Okay, I'll take you to dinner later." The most famous dessert shop in Canalive City. Cynthia held the menu, hesitating what to order. Habitual. Choose the onset of difficulty. "Baby, why don't you help me?" Cynthia handed the menu to Mu Lin. "Okay." Mu Lin took the menu and casually said to the waiter waiting beside him, "I want a vanilla smoothie. A serving of taro sago dew, and cider sistos. Baked bananas with cheese. A cup of hot cocoa. A cup of hot lemon tea. Let's do this first, and then order if it's not enough." "Okay." The waiter wrote it down skillfully, and then went to place the order. Cynthia rested her chin, her beautiful eyes focused on Mu Lin's face. "Baby, it feels like I haven't seen you for a while, and you've become handsome again." Mu Lin, who contains 3 divine powers in his body. There seemed to be a layer of mystery on his handsome face. "That's why you haven't seen me for a long time." Mu Lin replied casually. "Also, the last time we met was a month ago." Cynthia complained. "There are really too many things about Alliance. After dealing with it, I have to take Garchomp and the others to special training." Speaking of this, Cynthia's expression became cheerful, but fortunately. "Baby, you helped me solve the problem of the poaching group. Much easier for me." Mu Lin took over the conversation with a smile. "Then have you thought about how to reward me?" Seeing Mu Lin's appearance, Cynthia spat secretly, and said coquettishly, "My whole body is yours." "What reward do you want?" Mu Lin didn't speak, and gave Cynthia one. "What do I want? You understand the expression. Come again. Are you okay?" Cynthia kicked off her high heels. With little feet, under the table, he lightly kicked Mu Lin's calf. Anyway, the two of them are in the private room, so they are not afraid of being seen by others. "Hey," Mu Lin grabbed it. "Itchy," Cynthia begged again. The two were tired of crooked for a while, and the waiter knocked on the door. Serve the meal. Cynthia, who has a sweet tooth, stopped playing around. Immediately turn on the whirlwind mode. Quickly clear food from the table. After dinner, Solicians wandered the streets of Canalive City. Enjoy the warm world of two people. Time passed unconsciously. Cynthia leaned on Mulin's shoulder, watching the sunset slowly set in the west. Canalive City. A yacht is aimlessly sailing on the sea. Because the gold poaching group was successfully resolved, Cynthia is also temporarily idle. For several days in a row, I was tired of being with Mulin. The two visited the entire Canalive City, eat all the delicious little shops, played all the fun places. The rest of the time is devoted to activities that warm up the relationship between the two. After visiting the entire Canalive City, Cynthia proposed to go to sea. The wind in June, although the sea is still a little cool. But the temperature of the sea breeze is just right. Mulin rented a yacht and took Cynthia out to sea. At this time, Cynthia is wearing a black swimsuit. Tie up your hair like a waterfall. Wearing a big hat. Lazy on the deck and bask in the sun comfortably. The sea breeze is really comfortable. While sighing, Cynthia used her snow-white right hand. He took out a bottle of sunscreen and handed it to Mulin, who was lying beside him. Charm said, "Baby, help me put on sunscreen." After finishing speaking, he turned over and turned his back to Mulin. Although Cynthia's skin is very fair, she has a whitening heart. Stephanie has existed since ancient times. Okay. Mulin took the sunscreen and rubbed it on her hands. Start to apply evenly on Cynthia's body. Cynthia's skin is very fair, and it feels icy and cool to the touch. The limbs and waist are slender, as if they are full of grip. The meat is all growing where it should be. Helping her apply sunscreen is also a kind of enjoyment. After painting the back, Cynthia automatically turned over. Face Mulin. Staring at Mulin with Chushui's eyes. With a 7-point charming and 3-point teasing tone, she said, "Smear it evenly. Otherwise, I will turn back and get tan. It's you who lost." Okay. Mulin applied the sunscreen to his hands and wiped it off. Keep up the hard work. After work, Mulin also wiped himself. Lean on the deck. Basking in the warm sun and blowing the comfortable sea breeze, he exclaimed, "Today's weather is really good." Yes. Cynthia put the white and tender little Giorgio on Mulin's thigh, and replied leisurely. "Thanks to you, baby, I can enjoy such a leisurely vacation." With beautiful feet in her arms, Mulin couldn't help playing with her hands. Cynthia's small Giorgio is very white and tender. Not a bit of dead skin. Small and fleshy. It can always arouse Mulin's addiction to foot control. Whether a woman is delicate, it's not that face, but the pair of jade feet. While the two are enjoying a wonderful vacation, Pokemon are also playing happily around. Anyway, the chartered yacht is big enough to accommodate 2 Pokemon. Mulin and Cynthia both released their own Pokemon. Lucario of Mulin, took a skateboard. Learning surf crookedly on the sea. Also staying in the water are Cynthia's Garchomp and Melodic. The two of them swelled the seawater from time to time. Ride the wave surf needs for Lucario stock. Lucario lived in Celestic Town because he followed Mulin since he was a child. It is also very closely related to Cynthia's Pokemon. There are even times when Mulin is busy with translation work. We'll also let Cynthia take care of 1 or 2. In the cabin, Cynthia's Roserade and Glaceon gather together, eating cold drinks prepared by Mulin in advance. Darkrai seems to be very interested in the sea. Leaning against the railing, with a deep look, looking far away at the end of the sea. It seems to be thinking about the philosophical issues of life. People and Pokemon, have fun. Cynthia and Mulin tilted their heads for a while, and their eyes swept to Darkrai, who was overlooking the end of the sea. With a thought, he said to Mulin beside him, "Baby. Your Darkrai is a rare Eudemons. I have no experience in fighting Eudemons yet. Why don't you turn around and use Darkrai to fight me once? Enrich my battle experience." Okay. Actual combat is the best training for Pokemon. I think about it. Mulin rubbed his chin, pretending to be thinking. Seeing Mulin's appearance, Cynthia hugged his arm. Charm said, Okay. It's not impossible, Mulin said deliberately. But, you said it just now. Darkrai are rare espers. To fight Darkrai, I have one condition. What conditions? Cynthia blinked her beautiful eyes and looked at Mulin expectantly. Mulin moved his eyes to Cynthia's beautiful feet, and pretended to cough. Ahem. Battle can. But then what? You have to give me something, don't you? Seeing his lover's eyes, focusing on his beautiful feet. Smart Cynthia quickly reacted. He tapped Mulin's forehead with his green fingers. He joked, "You want heis, right?" Mulin praised, "Sure enough smart." Cynthia had an expression I knew. Man. That's what's in my heart." Then he said, "It's not impossible to want Hesse. I also have a condition, Mulin. Hurry up." Cynthia. "I use my Garchomp, you fight with my Darkrai. If you beat me, you will have Hazy." Mulin stretched out his hand and said seriously, "We clap our hands together. For Hazy, this battle must be won." The yacht is docked on an uninhabited island. The sea breeze blows. Mulin and Cynthia are fighting against each other on a beach. In front of each is their own Pokemon. Darkrai of Mulin, Garchomp of Cynthia. Pokemon. Garchomp gender. Female attribute. Ground, dragon. Ability. Sandstorm. When in Sandstorm, the dodge rate will increase. Level. 67. Champion intermediate. Potential. Champion. Skills. Crunch, Double Slash, Sand Tomb, Dragon Breath, Bulldoze, Dragon Claw, Slash, Dig, Sandstorm. Genetic skills. Outrage, Double Edge, Dragon Pulse, Dragon God Dive. Contest condition. Good. Remarks. This Pokemon has outstanding aptitude, coupled with the trainer's meticulous breeder, it has reached a very high level of the same race. Mulin, although you are my fiance. But in the battle, I don't know how to let the water go. So I also hope that you will go all out. Cynthia changed from her previous coquettish and clingy appearance. Instead, he confronted Mulin with a very serious attitude. Rest assured. I will. Mulin is also serious. After all, this is no ordinary matchup. When the battle started, Cynthia made the first move. Garchomp, use Sandstorm. Garchomp roared and rolled up the sand around him. Flying sand flew around Garchomp. In a place with a lot of sand like beach, it is very suitable for this trick to play. And with Garchomp's ability to hide in the sand, it complements each other even more. In this regard, Mulin is not idle. Darkrai, use Nasty Plot. Nasty Plot is a buff skill. You can improve your special attack ability in a short time. Hiss. Darkrai's cyanwood-colored eyes shone with a strange light. Constantly activate the cells in the body and strengthen the speed of energy mobilization. Whether it's Mulin or Cynthia, neither side chose to attack in the first round. But by transforming the terrain, or strengthening one's own abilities. The higher the level of the two sides in the battle, the difference between victory and defeat often lies in some details. The tacit understanding between the two sides in the first round. Cynthia breaks first. Garchomp, use the double chop. Garchomp swung his claws like a death scythe. Surrounded by flying mad sand. Attack on Darkrai. In the wild sand, Garchomp's figure appears and disappears from time to time. Difficult to tell from which direction to attack. Garchomp is an excellent physical offensive player. Darkrai is not a shield that specializes in defense. Once hit, it will cause decent damage to Darkrai. But for this, Mulin has long been prepared. Darkrai, sneak into the ground. Hiss. Darkrai's shadow-like body quickly blurred. Submerged under the beach. Dodged Garchomp's menacing attack. Cynthia, who was focused on the battle situation, frowned slightly, as expected of a phantom beast. Can actually turn his body into nothingness like the ghost-type Pokemon. Hide into the ground. Darkrai's strange figure really surprised Cynthia. But soon, Cynthia adjusted. After all, only by defeating massive rivals can one become the champion of Sinnoh region. Has quite a wealth of combat experience. Garchomp, use Sand Tomb. Get the Darkrai out. Attack Garchomp, who is in the air of smackdown, and quickly adjust his body shape. Ground energy covers the death sides. Swipe towards ground violently. Boom. Soft beach. Handily passed by Garchomp. Bombarded several cracks. Countless sands are flying. Converge into a larger sandstorm. Meanwhile, Darkrai is hiding underground. He was also forced out of shape. Chance. Cynthia's beautiful eyes flashed. Garchomp, use Dragon Claw. Garchomp's twin sides shone a dazzling white light. The wings are even more like jet aircraft. Spit up white gas. Accelerated toward the exposed Darkrai. Attack. In terms of speed, Darkrai is obviously faster than Garchomp. But Mulin did not choose to let Darkrai dodge the attack. Instead, wait for Garchomp's speed and bring it up to the fastest. It's almost the time when it's impossible to disguise in a short time. said Darkrai. Use the dark hole, hiss. The energy of black on Darkrai is overflowing. The air trembled. In the direction Garchomp is heading, a different dimensional black hole is transformed. Oops. Be cheated. The name of the skill dark hole. This is the first time Cynthia has heard of it. I don't know what the specific function is, but instinctively, Cynthia senses this extra-dimensional black hole. It is definitely not simple, but at this time, Garchomp reached the fastest speed. It's too late to change tactics. In the black hole of another dimension, more than a dozen pairs of black hands appeared. The black hand forced Garchomp's will, drag into sleep contest condition. Consciousness of sleeping Garchomp lost control of the body. Bang. It fell heavily on the ground. At the same time, Ficia lost the traction of energy. They all fell from the sky. Cynthia looked at her own Garchomp in surprise, lying on the ground, and exclaimed, asleep? This dark hole is actually an advanced version of hypnosis? Damn. Cynthia rolled her eyes at the calm Miulin. It's okay to be looked down upon at ordinary times. In the battle, my own Pokemon actually escaped this fate. The moment Garchomp fell, uncontrollable in the body, a little bit of starlight emerges. These little stars, absorbed into Darkrai's body, supplement the energy consumption of the exclusive skill released just now. Darkrai's ability. Nightmare. Able to automatically absorb and sleep Pokemon's physical strength under contest condition. Get up, Garchomp, Cynthia yelled loudly. Unfortunately, what Darkrai fell into was a forced sleep contest condition. Unable to wake up with sound, can only be broken through by Garchomp's will. Because it is not a serious battle, Miulin didn't let Darkrai continue to attack. It took a few seconds before Garchomp broke the limit. Standing up from the beach shaking his head, returned to the battle. Darkrai's way of attacking, it's too weird. Cynthia frowned, eyeing Darkrai. Indeed. It's easy to fall into Darkrai's trap if you're not careful. Miulin chuckled. In the game of Pokemon, Darkrai's dark hole, the hit rate is as high as 90%. Then with a wide lens, the hit rate is 99%. It can be called a fighter in cheating, although reality is not a turn-based game. But it can also reflect the power of Darkrai's exclusive skills. Brace yourself, Garchomp. Cynthia cheers Garchomp up. Garchomp adjusted quickly. The sharp eyes reunited with a strong fighting spirit. Garchomp. Use Mudshot. I have seen Darkrai's weird fighting style just now. Cynthia had to be careful. Use remote bombing. Garchomp bulldozed ground. Let the ground sand, mixed with dirt. There was a whirlwind. Shot at Darkrai. Darkrai. Dark Pulse. Miulin spoke lightly and directed. Hiss. Darkrai waved his two paws, condensing a jet black ray. Went up to welcome. Boom. Garchomp organized silt mixture. Easily overwhelmed by Darkrai's dark pulse. Residual energy blasted Garchomp. The impact made him take a few steps back. Although Garchomp's energy attack is not weak, he is better at close combat. On the contrary, Darkrai is best at energy attacks. Consume opponents with long-range attacks. Hateful. Darkrai's fighting style is too weird, even Sinnoh champion Cynthia. Faced with such a difficult Darkrai, it is also a headache. Let's fight in close quarters, and I'm afraid of being attacked by the dark hole. Attack it from a distance, it can't compare to Darkrai. Just when Cynthia was in trouble, Miulin launched an active attack. Darkrai, haze. Hiss. Darkrai's body continuously overflowed with haze. Haze kept spreading around. Cynthia frowned and commanded, Garchomp, Dragon Breath. Garchomp's nose spit up 2 streams of white gas. The energy of the dragon energy was swelled to form a whirlwind. View blowing away Darkrai's haze. Unfortunately, haze organized by Darkrai. Composed of evil energy. Coagulate but not scattered. After the whirlwind dispersed, they quickly reunited. Miulin turned to haze and gave an order, Darkrai, freeze the light. In addition to Darkrai mastering all evil skills, the skill pool is also very wide. Ice-type frozen light. Thunderbolt for electricity. Psychic of the psychic system. Ghost-type shadow ball. Can master. Although the Darkrai of the evil system does not get the bonus of the ice system. But the combination of ground and dragon Garchomp. 4 times weaker ice. Once hit, it can cause decent damage. Hiss. Darkrai, hidden in haze, has a strange whereabouts. It is impossible to determine where to move from. A blue light with a frozen aura. eerily burst out of haze. In this regard, Cynthia feels like an enemy, shouted, Garchomp, protect. The reminder was timely, and Garchomp's awareness was strong. The rapid surge of energy formed a protective shield on the body surface. It can barely block the invasion of the freezing light. It's just a battle at this time. Cynthia was completely passive. Completely at a disadvantage. Garchomp, you've done a good job. Cynthia patted Garchomp, who was exhausted, and comforted her. Garchomp was inevitably a little downcast. Darkrai's fighting style is really weird. Let Garchomp like head to head. Some at a loss. Let's go back and study the tactics. Do some targeted training. Cynthia comforted softly. Garchomp nodded. Pokemon that can advance to the champion level are all strong in the same family. Don't lose confidence just because of a failure. Only absorb lessons in failure. Go back to the baby ball and take a rest. Cynthia withdrew Garchomp. Darkrai, thank you for your hard work. Lin also took back Darkrai. Smiling, he embraced Cynthia's waist, said in his ear, that. Hi see. Do not forget. Understood. Cynthia gave Lin a blank look, and said with a smile, although I lost the battle. But I'm going to win it back tonight. Really? Lin nodded her forehead. That's what you said. Don't beg for mercy at that time, huh? Who is afraid of whom? Time flies. Lin and Cynthia had a wonderful holiday. Every day is shopping, eating and drinking. Had a great time. At this time, Lin and Cynthia were sitting on the way to Whirlpool Island. Originally, I thought that the Alliance would find a sea area suitable for the Lapras group in the Sinnoh region. Put them there. Lin looked at the scenery outside the window and said casually. Cynthia, who was leaning on Lin's side, said lazily, so that's the plan. Only after inspection. There is no suitable place in the surrounding sea area. Later, I specifically contacted Lorelei in the Kanto region to ask for her opinion. She proposed to move the Lapras group to the vicinity of the Whirlpool Island. Say the environment there is more Lapras living. And it's also her hometown, so it's convenient to take care of her. The Ice-type elite Lorelei has been working hard to fight against poachers these years. Protect Lapras. In this regard, she is an expert. This time, Lin and Cynthia went to Whirlpool Island. Go take a look. Groups of Lapras that migrated there. Lin, going to see the Lapras group. I'm going back to Suzerain Island to handle business. Then prepare well for the championship qualifying match 4 months later. I really miss you. Cynthia hugged Lin's arm, sniffing his body vigorously. It seems to be imprinted in my mind. Go. Lin rubbed Cynthia's head and said, that's right. I saw a message in an ancient book. Some help for you. Cynthia looked at Lin curiously and asked, what's the message? Lin said, it is said that there is a mountain in the north of Mount Coronet. There is a mysterious cave inside. It is said that there is a mega stone of Garchomp hidden there. Garchomp's mega stone. Cynthia's eyes lit up, and she was excited. Which mountain is it? Cynthia was so excited and understood. Her Pokemon have all reached the champion level. On this basis, I want to quickly improve my strength. There is only one way, Mega Evolution. This is it. Yeah, where exactly? I can't remember for a while. Lin pretended not to remember, and deliberately picked Cynthia. Seeing Lin's appearance, Cynthia knew that he was deliberately teasing herself. Immediately hugged Lin's arm and shook it gently. Charm in his ear. Baby Lin, you are the best to me. Tell me quickly. While speaking, Cynthia touched Lin's earlobe. Who? This small action immediately cheered up Lin. Dao Xin was almost unstable. The power of Ordinary Pan, the power of Waveguide, and the power of Superpower are constantly circulating. Only then did he suppress the flame in his heart. He said, then what? I searched for information for a long time before I found it. Do you want to express it? Cynthia glanced at Lin. Whisper a few words softly. After listening, Lin took a deep breath and looked at the time. It's only 10 in the morning. Can't help but look forward to the evening. Now tell me where the Garchomp Mega Stone is. Cynthia whispered in Lin's ear. You have to keep your word. I read a lot, don't lie to me. Lin surrendered. Just ask. That difficult person can refuse. Keep your word. Cynthia felt proud when she saw Lin's appearance. Man, just like that. In a pleasant atmosphere, the plane landed on Whirlpool Island. The weather here is really comfortable. Breathing the fresh air around, Lin felt refreshed. I heard from Lorelei that the temperature here does not change significantly throughout the year, and the climate is pleasant. It's best for travel and vacation, Cynthia said casually. The two held hands and walked down the street chatting. After walking for a while, I saw a large sculpture. A sculpture of Lugia. It was vividly displayed in front of the two of them. Such a large sculpture stopped the two of them in their tracks. Mu Lin murmured the history of Lugia, the god of the sea, Lugia. Legends say that Lugia lives on the Whirlpool Island. It is the patron saint of this sea area. Lugia is an attribute of flying and psychic, but is known as the god of the sea. In fact, the one who really holds the power of the sea. It's the fathead fish from the Hoenn region, just every appearance of Kyogre. Both will fight the old enemy Groudon, disturbed the local peace. So Kyogre also has the title of Monster of the Sea. Cynthia interjected. It is said that the ancient Whirlpool Island was a complete island. The people who lived here at that time fought for the ownership of the island. Lugia was so disappointed by this that she sent down lightning and cut the island into 4 pieces. This formed the islands that are now scattered. Lightning from Lugia. Let people understand the importance of living in peace. Since then, the people of Whirlpool Island and put faith in good Lugia. Mu Lin looked away and joked, maybe, this time we will meet the legendary Lugia. Maybe. Hee. Cynthia smiled and nodded Mu Lin's forehead. Think beautifully. Lugia is a legendary Pokemon. How can it be so easy to see? Mu Lin said disapprovingly, that's not necessarily true. Mu Lin was actually just saying something casually. Just kidding. But whoever thought? This time, Mu Lin really met the legendary Lugia. And, a lot happened. North of the Whirlpool Islands. A relatively independent island. Cynthia, long time no see. The red-haired Lorelei glanced at Cynthia, with a 3-point joking tone. To Cynthia, who was full of spring, she said meaningfully, it feels like I haven't seen you for a while, and your face is much ruddy. It's like a flower being nourished. While speaking, he glanced at Mu Lin. Where is it? Cynthia's pretty face flushed slightly, and she heard Lorelei's teasing meaning. Let go of the arm holding Mu Lin, and hug Lorelei tightly. You have become beautiful. Yo-hoo, Lorelei glanced at Cynthia twice. You've grown up again. It seems that I have been nourished by a lot of love. Through the dialogue between the two women, it can be seen that the relationship between the two is good. Hate. Cynthia's face turned redder. Okay. I'm not kidding you anymore. Won't you introduce me to your family? Lorelei said. This is Mu Lin, my fiance. This is Lorelei. Cynthia introduced to the two. Hello, Mu Lin. Lorelei held out her hand with a smile on her face. Hello, Miss Lorelei. Gentleman Mu Lin shook his hand, and quickly withdrew his hand. Okay. Lapras Island is ahead. 2 leaders follow me. Lorelei led the way jokingly. Because this Lapras Island was funded by Sinnoh Alliance. To some extent, Cynthia, who represents Sinnoh Alliance, is really a leader. Mu Lin and Cynthia followed closely. Follow Mu Lin to Lapras Island. Lapras living around the islands. Feeling Mu Lin's breath, they gathered around Mu Lin from all directions. Woo, there were bursts of humming. Thanks to Mu Lin, the benefactor who saved them. Then, the leader of the group of Lapras, tweet once. The other Lapras all stretch their necks. Send out dense water columns towards the soaring in the sky. Show the Lapras family to Mu Lin again, the highest courtesy. Lapras are good Pokemon. I will never forget my kindness. Woo, from the Lapras group. Out came a petite Lapras. With her beautiful neck, she kept rubbing against Mu Lin. Through each other's breath. Mu Lin knew that it was the little Lapras he rescued on the beach. Gently stroking her slender neck, it's you. I didn't expect to see you for more than a month, you have grown up so much. Woo, little Lapras is charmed by Mu Lin's side. For more than a month, I have tried my best to take care of them. I've never seen them treat me so well. I'm just a humble breeder, jokes Lorelei. Lorelei made a good impression because Mu Lin saved the Lapras group. Cynthia joked. I know you have worked hard. I'll treat you to popsicles. Ice cream. I'll reward you well. Cynthia instinctively said popsicle. But after thinking about it, I also said that ice cream is better. Lorelei pretended to slaughter Cynthia. Then I'll eat the most expensive one. Cynthia waved her hand proudly, no problem. Eat as you please. Lorelei led the way with a sweet smile. Okay. I'll take the 2 leaders to show Lapras Island. Reporting to the leaders. Lorelei, you really are Cynthia reached out to scratch Lorelei's itchy flesh. Haha, it's so itchy, Cynthia, please stop. Don't say it. Two mature and beautiful sisters started fighting. Quite pleasing to the eye. For the next few days, Lin and Cynthia stayed on Lapras Island. One morning, Cynthia packed her bags. He said to Lin with a look of reluctance, Lin, I'm going back to Sinnoh. After playing for nearly 2 months, Cynthia will officially return to work. As for Lin. Anyway, there is nothing wrong, I plan to stay on Lapras Island. By the way, visit Whirlpool Island. When I'm not around, you can only think of me 86,400 times a day. It can't be more than I miss you, got it? Cynthia Charm said. Okay, I see. Lin put his arms around Cynthia and gently pecked his pure white forehead. You two are enough. There are others here. Lorelei rolled his eyes when he saw the loving couple beside him. Let's ignore her, baby Lin, one more kiss. Cynthia ignored Lorelei and offered her own sweet lips. Anthracene, well, the sour smell of love. In response, Lorelei rolled his eyes almost to the sky. Cynthia, go now. Otherwise you won't be able to catch the plane. Cynthia left, and Lorelei also returned to the Kanto Alliance. After being tired for a while, Cynthia reluctantly left Lin's gentle hometown. Leave Lapras Island with Lorelei. When Cynthia and Lorelei left. In a corner of Lapras Island, a silvery white bird Pokemon finally dares. Observe Lin with round eyes. Lapras Island. On the sea, Lin stepped on the surfboard. Quickly row across the sea. Turn back while paddling. Say to Lucario, who is following behind, Xiao Yu, follow up. Lin is no stranger to surf. In his previous life, he was born by the sea. Lucario staggered on the surfboard and followed slowly. A wave came. Lucario lost control and fell into the water. Lucario, flustered, grabs the surfboard from the water. He smiled wryly at Lin. Xiao Yu, let me teach you. The center of gravity of the body is placed on the back foot. Press your body down slightly. Don't resist the pounding of the waves. Try to adapt to the power of the sea before conquering it. You follow what I said and try it. Lin encouraged Lucario. Lucario followed the method Lin taught him. Ride the waves as you stand on the surfboard. Clatter, clatter, a doyle rolls over. While Lucario was in surf, he kept in mind the method Lin taught him. Enron rides the first wave. Barely able to initially glide on the sea. It just lasted longer. It will still fall into the water due to loss of balance. Although it fell into the sea again. But Lucario isn't discouraged at all. On the contrary, I was a little excited. He probably mastered the initial balance. Xiao Yu, you learn quickly. Come on, let's continue. Lin took Lucario and continued to slide on the sea. Surf. Looks like a game. At the same time, it is also a kind of cultivation. Surf can train Lucario's balance ability. Lucario has a good talent for straight-line acceleration skills such as quick attack and extreme speed. But just this is far from enough, Lin hoped. It's time for Lucario to use the speed skill extreme speed to charge. You can dodge left and right, and dodge flexibly. As the practice continued to deepen, Lucario slowly mastered the technique. Get more and more proficient. Just like Lin and Lucario. When playing and training on the sea, suddenly, Darkrai of Calm Mind who stayed on the beach seems to have discovered something. With cyanwood-colored eyes, he looked faintly at one of the sea areas. Hiss, suddenly, Darkrai condensed Black's evil energy. On the surface of the sea, a large hand with energy gathering was formed. Grab towards the sea. A silver-white bird Pokemon jumping out of the water. Dodging in horror, Darkrai's energy talons. Unfortunately. No matter how this bird Pokemon dodges, it cannot escape the black hand of energy gathering. Caught by Darkrai's black claws, Lily. This bird Pokemon, constantly emitting a frightened growl, flapped its wings and tried to escape. The voice from Darkrai's side alarmed Lin who was surfing. Look back. Seeing the Pokemon caught by Darkrai clearly, Lin's pupils were shocked. Can't help blurting out. Lugia. Pokemon. Lugia. Gender. Male attribute. Flying, superpower. Ability. Multiple scales, when the physical strength is full, the damage received will be reduced. Level. 40, Elementary Gymnasium, Potential, Lower Level 2 God. Skills. Gust, Weatherball, Ancient Power, Safeguard, Mist, Extrasensory, recover. Exclusive skill. Aeroblast. Law comprehension, 1.2%. Contest condition. Good, remark 1. The Pokemon's parents are powerful and have extremely heaven-defying talents. Remark 2. This Pokemon is currently in its infancy. Remark 3. This Pokemon is overprotected, causing its character to be a little timid. Lapras Island. Mew, Lucario, and Darkrai gathered together, staring at the one in front of them. The body is about 2 meters, the little Lugia is covered in silver and white. An adult Lugia can reach 8 meters in length. Spreading its wings, it reached an astonishing 30 meters. The one in front of me is only 2 meters long. Indeed, it can only be regarded as small, Lily. Little Lugia stared at Darkrai in fear. The super energy system is naturally restrained by the evil system. From little Lugia's point of view, leaning against Mewlin's side seemed safe. Keep leaning towards him. Forehead, do not worry. Darkrai will not harm you. Mewlin softly comforted the frightened little Lugia. In order to show that he is not malicious, Darkrai pulled out a smile. Little Lugia felt the kindness unleashed by Darkrai. That's not so scary. Seeing little Lugia stabilized, Mewlin took out an energy cube. Handed it to little Lugia and said, "This is delicious. Try it." Little Lugia smelled the energy cube in Mewlin's hand. "It smells really good," but he didn't speak immediately. Instead, he looked Mewlin up and down with round eyes. "It seems to be thinking about it in my heart. The ordinary power and superpower power in Mewlin's body. It's perfect for little Lugia. Makes little Lugia feel comfortable." Perhaps for this reason, little Lugia persisted for a while. Finally, I couldn't bear the alluring fragrance of the energy cube. "Take a bite of the swallow." Lily. Little Lugia squinted her round eyes and kept flapping her wings. "It looks like Mega is delicious and enjoying the food." Seeing that his snack offensive worked, Mewlin chuckled. "Yo-ho. Still a snack. Lapras Island." Lucario and Darkrai watched speechlessly. Continuously swallow the energy cubes into the stomach. Then little Lugia with a face full of enjoyment. Lucario looked at Darkrai beside him with a puzzled look on his face. It seems to be saying, "Isn't it just an energy cube? Is it so delicious?" Darkrai shrugged, indicating that he couldn't understand either. In fact, this can't be blamed on Lucario and Darkrai, who can't understand little Lugia's thoughts. Especially Lucario, who has received the best feeding from Mewlin since he was a child. "What I ate was the fattest steak. What I drink is imported Miltank milk with the highest protein. Naturally, I don't think the energy cubes are so delicious." The same goes for Darkrai. "After being subdued by Mewlin, I eat and drink every day. All high-end ingredients. Naturally, I don't think the energy cubes used to fill the stomach are so delicious." But little Lugia is different. He has lived on Whirlpool Island since his birth. "What I usually eat are some aquatic plants. Or some sour fruit that grows on the island." Mewlin was the first human being he came into contact with. Also for the first time, eating food made by humans specifically for Pokemon. Slow down. No one is robbing you, there are many more." Mewlin smiled and took out energy cubes and berries from his backpack. Feeding baby Lugia. Little Lugia's cheeks are full. Food completely occupied his brain. Even, no longer afraid. And Darkrai on his attribute. He just concentrated on accepting Mewlin's feeding. The northernmost part of Whirlpool Island. There is a small island. Here, it is called the Sea God Island by the locals. It is rumored that Lugia, the god of the sea, lives here. So here, it is regarded as a forbidden place by the locals. No one is allowed to approach, so as not to disturb the sea god. At this time, a gust of sea wind howled. A giant bird Pokemon with wings nearly 30 meters wide fell from the sky. This giant bird Pokemon is the mother of little Lugia. Mother Lugia put the food she picked and put it on the ground. It's some water plants, and a few tree fruits that look ugly. Even if they are sold in the market, they won't sell much. These are little Lugia's food. Don't underestimate these things. For collecting things, Mother Lugia took a lot of work. Especially those shabby berries. Mother Lugia was collected after flying several islands. There is no trace of any human beings on the surrounding islands. Naturally, there is no systematic planting. Plus the island is surrounded by seawater. No wonder it bears good fruit. Mother Lugia looked around, but she didn't see little Lugia. I didn't care. Little Lugia is active and loves to play. Anyway, when the time comes, I will come back when I am hungry. Thinking of this, Mother Lugia took a nap on the island. Gradually, time passed by every minute and every second. The sun was setting and the sky was getting dark. Little Lugia was nowhere to be seen. This can't help but make Mother Lugia a little worried. It was completely dark that day. Mother Lugia panicked. An ominous thought rose in my heart. Lugia's racial potential is strong. I dare not say that it is the best in the entire Pokemon world. But as long as it is cultivated properly, give enough time to grow, it can definitely form an extremely powerful combat force. But now little Lugia, still in her infancy, the strength is not strong. It's easy to be caught by someone with a heart. Think of your most cherished child. It is possible to be captured by humans. Mother Lugia was shocked and angry. Thoughts together can no longer be suppressed. All kinds of ominous thoughts are generated in the mind. With a wave of its wings, it immediately circled up from the island. Mother Lugia, who lives high in the sky. A bright red light shone from his body. Unlock the psychic energy in your body. Feel the breath of little Lugia. Feel. Mother Lugia felt the breath of little Lugia, and felt a little more at ease. But soon, Mother Lugia becomes rage, because in her perception, there is a human breath around little Lugia. Sure enough, humans kidnap their own children. Changes with Mother Lugia's mood, soaring in the sky dark clouds. The waves on the sea startled, the wind, thunder, rainstorm, haunting around Mother Lugia. A mother whose outrage is her own child. A mother is strong. Once you touch outrage, there will be no end to death. Damn humans. How dare you kidnap my child? Unforgivable. Must die. With a bang, the Mother Lugia spread her wings and flew high. Head towards Lapras Island and fly rapidly. Lapras Island. Mew Lin is sitting in the kitchen for dinner. Little Lugia is like a bottomless pit. Swept away all the energy cubes in his backpack. Moreover, I still feel that it is not enough. The round eyes looked at Mew Lin eagerly. A very pitiful look. No one can refuse these poor eyes. Helpless, Mew Lin could only go to the kitchen. Prepare food for little Lugia. Mew Lin is cutting a steak in the kitchen while making dinner. Suddenly, there was lightning and thunder outside the window. Hurricane is everywhere. When I am about to lament the changing weather of the island, inadvertently from a flash of lightning, faintly saw a silver-white bird Pokemon. Dare to come in the direction where he is. Another Lugia? Mew Lin looked at Lugia outside the window in shock. The ever-changing Lapras Island. What's happening here? Why another Lugia? Mew Lin came out of the kitchen quickly. Even, surprised, he didn't have time to put down the knife in his hand. He looked at the sky in a daze. Along with the thunder, the wind, the storm. Mother Lugia. Pokemon. Lugia, gender. Female, attribute, flying, superpower. Ability. Multiple scales. When the physical strength is full, the damage received will be reduced. Level. 89, upper level 2 God, potential, lower level God. Skills. Gust, Weather Ball, Ancient Power, Safeguard, Mist, Extrasensory, Recover. Exclusive skill. Aeroblast. Law Comprehension, 30%. Contest condition. Rage. Because of rage, its temperament has become brutal and has a strong desire to attack. The upper level 2 God, it's over. This Mother Lugia doesn't think I'm a bad guy who kidnapped his baby. The body contains the 3 divine powers Mew Lin. It can be clearly sensed that the Mother Lugia is hostile to herself. Lily. The enraged Mother Lugia let out a loud roar. Thunder and lightning, strong wind, heavy rain. Constantly slapping the entire Lapras Island. The Lapras gathered around the island were oppressed by the Mother Lugia. He lowered his head. Luca, hiss. Lucario and Darkrai, all gathered around Mew Lin. Watch Lugia, the female, furious in the air. It's like facing a big enemy. Luca, under strong pressure, Lucario unconsciously entered the Mega Evolution contest condition. When Mother Lugia's roar resounded throughout the island of Lapras. Little Lugia who hides in the room and eats high-quality berries. After a pause, I heard my mother's angry cry. Immediately flew out. Lily, Lily. Mother Lugia was slightly relieved to see her baby. But soon, the Mother Lugia's anger rose again. Because little Lugia ate too many power cubes and berries. Caused his stomach to be bulging. When flying as close to the Mother Lugia, he looks very clumsy. But Mother Lugia doesn't understand all of this. She thought little Lugia was injured. Who was it that made little Lugia hurt? That's needless to say. It must be Mulin holding the murder weapon. Because the child was injured, the mother Lugia was completely thrown into a riot. Lily. The furious mother Lugia caused countless winds, thunder and lightning echoes. She wants to destroy those who hurt her children. Incomparably powerful energy. Condensed in mother Lugia's mouth. The terrible wind seems to be able to tear the air. Next second. An intense, solid, white beam of light. The air was torn apart, and the sky filled with seawater was rolled up. The sharp cyclone beams spun wildly, heading towards Mulin. The exclusive skill of the Lugia clan, Aeroblast. Little Lugia. Mom, what's wrong with you? Little Lugia was stunned, facing such a terrifying attack from Mother Lugia. Mulin knew that the other party had misunderstood him. But now, he can only resist this trick first. Explain slowly. All the power of the waveguide exploded and gathered on Lucario. Shouted loudly. Shao, corkscrew crash. Undertaking Mulin's waveguide power, Mega Lucario glowed with dazzling white light. At this time, Mega Lucario is as dazzling as the sun. Lucario roared wildly, and the power of the waveguide exploded. Bulldoze ground. Bang. Ground was pressed out of a huge pit. Straight up. With the power of waveguide, he used the strongest Z movement of the steel system. Meet Mother Lugia's Aeroblast. Boom. The moment the two energies came into contact, a huge airwave erupted. Even Lucario Mega Evolution absorbed all of Mulin's waveguide power. The strongest steel trick was used, but under the huge gap of equal order. Still can't resist. Lucario was directly crushed by the powerful Aeroblast. The remaining energies still bombarded in the direction of Mulin. Darkrai. Protect. Hiss. The evil energy in Darkrai's body surged crazily. All overflowed, in front of Mulin. Forms a shield for black. Boom. The remaining energy bombarded the shield. The violent airwave broke out again. The Aeroblast created by Lugia, the mother who reached the upper level of God. Terrible. Luca, the cast body of Lucario Orberg is full of scars. Also because of the huge loss of physical strength and energy. Can no longer maintain the form of Mega Evolution. Hiss. Darkrai's shadow-like body. Because the energy is all consumed, it becomes thinner. But fortunately, it can be regarded as successfully blocking the trick of the Mother Lugia. Lily. When little Lugia flies beside Mother Lugia and wants to explain a misunderstanding. Female Lugia in rage. Aeroblast in round 2. Quickly condense again. Pure white energy capable of turning everything into powder. Blast towards where Mulin is again. Watch the horrific attack strike. My two Pokemon are already irresistible. Mulin was almost desperate. It's over. Lucario, who was covered in wounds, stood firmly in front of Mulin. Hiss. Darkrai, depleted of energy, stood side by side with Lucario. Just when Mulin thought everything was going to end. Throughout Lapras Island, there are countless humming sounds. Woohoo! Woohoo! It was the Lapras gathered around the island that made the sound. All the Lapras, all shone blue. The blue light, all gathered together. A blue protective shield is formed. This is safeguard. For the Lapras family, Mulin is their benefactor. Even though rival is Lugia, god of the sea, the kindness Mulin once saved them will not change because of rival. Lapras in large numbers, together form a blue protective shield. Barely fend off Mother Lugia's Aeroblast. Mother Lugia saw the group of Lapras because she wanted to protect Mulin. Using safeguard in unison, they resisted their own attacks. Mother Lugia was slightly taken aback. In this brief interval, little Lugia kept flying, blocking in front of his mother. Lily, don't let your mother attack Mulin. The angry Mother Lugia saw the anxious look of little Lugia. Barely calm down. Carefully inspect little Lugia to make sure he is not injured. As little Lugia tells, the rage in Mother Lugia's eyes gradually dissipated. Slowly, regain clarity. As the momentum of the Mother Lugia dissipated, there were strong winds, thunder and lightning, and heavy rain in the sky. Also slowly dispersed. Mother Lugia and baby Lugia fell from the sky. Hiss, Lucario and Darkrai tensed up, as if facing an enemy. Shao, Darkrai. Never mind. She won't attack us again. Mulin patted his two Pokemon. From the Mother Lugia, Mulin felt that the hostility had dissipated. Lily. little Lugia flew behind Mu Lin and rubbed against Mu Lin with her long neck. It seems to be using this method to ask for forgiveness. Fine. It's all a misunderstanding. Just untie it. Mu Lin patted little Lugia and squeezed out a smile. Although the words say so, but I still can't help but slander my mother Lugia in my heart. You have a big temper. Mother Lugia looked at Mu Lin silently. Just now because of rage, I lost all my sanity. But now after regaining clarity, I found that the human being in front of me didn't seem to be normal. Very not normal. Surprise flashed in the mother Lugia's eyes. Because he felt 3 very special energies from Mu Lin. There are 2 of them, which fit well with the Lugia clan. Furthermore, Mu Lin still has a very special imprint on him. Sensitive mother Lugia clearly sensed this imprint. Exclusively for Rayquaza, Lord of Soaring in the Sky. After staring at each other for a while, suddenly Mu Lin's mind flashed. A maternal voice sounded. Sorry, I misunderstood you. Before I understood the matter clearly, I rashly attacked you. This is Mother Lugia's voice. Mu Lin looked at the huge female Lugia. Mother Lugia, as the upper secondary god. Moreover, it is a combination of the super power system and the flying system. It's normal to use telepathy. You are eager to protect the cubs, and you can understand. It's a misunderstanding, just solve it. Mu Lin said with lingering fear. Almost killed him just now. Mother Lugia looked at the little Lugia who was alive and kicking beside Mu Lin. His eyes are full of kindness. Silver likes you very much. His name is Silver? Mu Lin froze for a moment. It seems that the 2 Lugia in front of me, it's in the animated version. Lugia mother and son who have appeared. Silver is his name. His father helped him get it. In the eyes of Mother Lugia, there is nothing but love for little Lugia. There is also a touch of worry hidden in the depths. Really? Gods and beasts all have clans. I heard the words of the Mother Lugia. Mu Lin got the point. Mu Lin was really curious about Silver's father. In the animation, only Lugia mother and child appeared. However, no information about Lugia has been released. Can't help blurting out. May I ask, who is Silver's father? Silver's father. As soon as Mother Lugia mentioned this topic, the atmosphere became a little delicate. Afterwards, Mother Lugia did not speak. Keep staring at Mu Lin. It's over. This Silver's father can't be a scumbag. This Mother Lugia was abandoned. Which pot you don't open and which pot you lift. Break the opponent's defense. Seeing Mother Lugia staring at herself like this, Mu Lin felt a little nervous. I'm afraid that the other party will give me an aeroblast. He hurriedly asked, then what? Forgive me if I bring up your grief. Mother Lugia did not speak, still staring at Mu Lin. It's just that his eyes are out of focus, and he seems to be thinking about something in his head. After a while, Mother Lugia made up her mind. The voice rang in Mu Lin's mind again. Silver likes you very much. How about I entrust Silver to you, Mu Lin? Weren't we just talking about who Silver's father is? Jump so fast? And didn't you just protect the calf very much? Why did you send your own child away in just a short while? Mu Lin can't quite keep up with her Mother Lugia's thinking. Or, the brain circuit of the beast. Special? For the Mother Lugia proposes. Mu Lin was very moved. Strong racial potential. Over time, it will definitely become a powerful main force. Moreover, Silver is very small now. Only about 2 meters in length. Spread the wings, but only about 5 meters. However, it is enough to carry Mu Lin soaring in the sky. It fully meets Mu Lin's requirements for flying Pokemon. Then what? I do like Silver. I just want to know, why are you willing to hand him over to me? Mu Lin asked. After all, the attitude of Mother Lugia raged just now. Proof that Mother Lugia takes her little ones very seriously. Heard. Mother Lugia looked lonely. There seems to be endless sadness. Lily, Silver left Mu Lin and ran to his Mother Lugia. Rubbing his mother with his slender neck, seems to be comforting her. It took a while. Mother Lugia's voice sounded in Mu Lin's mind. Silver's father and I have lived in this sea area since we were young. Together maintain the ocean currents in this sea area. But 10 years ago, my partner, he was bewitched by a powerful human being. His spirit. Contaminated. Since then, my partner has left me and Silver. I've been taking care of Silver. No time to save my partner. Hearing what his Mother Lugia told, Mu Lin couldn't help but his pupils trembled. You know, the strength of Mother Lugia, but it has reached the existence of the upper level 2 gods. Then her partner is probably stronger than her. Completely reached the existence of a first-level god. And such a Lugia can be polluted. What strength can do it? Noticing Mu Lin's surprised expression, Mother Lugia's voice sounded again. It's unbelievable, right? But my partner, indeed, fell into darkness. When he fell into the darkness, the connection between my heart and his heart was broken. Dark Lugia. In Mu Lin's eyes, it became more and more incredible. The reason why I chose to entrust Silver to you. Except that Silver likes you very much. My feeling tells me that you have a very powerful aura. It will allow Silver to grow quickly, and I can also go to find my partner. According to his mother Lugia, Mu Lin finally understood the situation. Just when Mu Lin was about to answer, the system beep appears. Congratulations to the host. Activate the system random task. System task. Subdue little Lugia. Task reward, rare candy 1/5. Task punishment. None. Note. Using rare candy can increase the level of Pokemon by 1 level. Valid for champions and below. Whether the host has received the task. Do you even need to think about it? Mu Lin replied directly in his mind. Get it. I like Silver a lot. It's just that you know it too. I'm a trainer. There will inevitably be some battles. Sometimes it can even be dangerous. If I tame Silver, I usually train Silver. And in the battle, let him participate in the battle. Fighting, you know that too. There is a possibility of injury. However, I can guarantee that Silver's life will be protected, Mu Lin said. Or vaccinate Mother Lugia first. Mother Lugia hesitated for a while, and said, I believe in you. And I also know that if you want to grow and become stronger, the road is not destined to be smooth. That being said, Mother Lugia actually knew. The imprint of Rayquaza, Lord of Soaring in the Sky, on Mu Lin. It also proves. Mu Lin is the inheritor of Rayquaza. It's safest to entrust Silver to him. Rayquaza, the master of soaring in the sky, is a top-level god. With him covered? Still need to worry. Mu Lin doesn't know what Mother Lugia thinks. What's more, I don't know that I have the mark left by Rayquaza on my body. For Mother Lugia, I believe in myself so much. Then there is nothing to say. Silver, Mu Lin waved to little Lugia. Lily, Lil Lugia flapped her wings and came to Mu Lin's side. I am very close to Mu Lin, who feeds him many delicious things. Silver, do you want to stay with me? Grow up with me and travel the world together? Mu Lin touched little Lugia's head. Lily, Lil Lugia nodded happily. At the same time, he said that food and housing are included. Go anywhere. Seeing this, Mu Lin took out an early shuttle ball. Flick the switch, and a red light puts little Lugia into the ball. After a while, the baby ball made a snap, successfully subdued. At the same time, Mu Lin and little Lugia are in the heart. A preliminary bond between the two parties was established. Unleash little Lugia again. Lil Lugia became closer to Mu Lin because of the bond in her heart. Congratulations to the host, the system random task has been completed. Rare Candy 15 has been distributed to the host's backpack. The host, please pick it up by yourself. Get the rare candy rewarded by the system. Mu Lin took out one directly, and unwrapped the candy wrapper. Just used to enhance the strength of little Lugia. Little Lugia sniffed and sniffed. Then a swallow rare candy. Subsequently, little Lugia's level increased. The body is also a little bigger than before. The energy in the body has also become much more solidified. The mother Lugia on the side saw the change in her child. His eyes were filled with the word shock. Pokemon, Lugia. Gender. Male attribute. Flying, superpower. Ability. Multiple scales, when the physical strength is full, the damage received will be reduced. Level. 55, Elite Intermediate, Potential, Lower Level 2 God. Skills. Gust, Weather Ball, Ancient Power, Safeguard, Mist, Extrasensory, Recover. Exclusive Skill. Aeroblast. Law Comprehension, 1.2%. Contest Condition. Perfect, Remark 1. The Pokemon's parents are powerful and have extremely heaven-defying talents. Remark 2. This Pokemon is currently in its infancy. Remark 3. This Pokemon is overprotected, causing its character to be a little timid. After feeding rare candy with Mu Lin, the attribute of little Lugia has also changed. The level has been increased from the original level 40 to level 55. The level is also raised from the elementary level of the gymnasium to the middle level of elite. The improvement of the level also makes little Lugia's size. From the original 2 meters, it rose to 3 meters. It spreads its wings and is estimated to reach 6 meters. It is not difficult to carry Mulin flying. Mulin rubbed little Lugia's head contentedly. Lily, because of growing up, little Lugia's voice is thicker. Mother Lugia looked at little Lugia in shock. As if the little Lugia in front of her is not her own child. Like looking at a monster, looking at Mulin. As expected of the inheritor recognized by the Lord of Soaring in the sky. It's so easy to make Silver stronger, and trust Silver to him. A wise choice. This is my feather, as long as I have this. You can call me anytime. A silver-white contest feather. Falling from Mother Lugia. Mulin grabbed it in his hand. Silver wing. Mulin can clearly perceive it through the 3 divine powers. This feather contains Lugia's powerful spiritual power. Mulin put away the silver wing. Then, Lugia, the mother who was eager to find her husband. Confess a few words to little Lugia. Then he turned and dived into the boundless deep sea. Next morning, Mulin brought 3 Pokemon together on the beach. Silver, I will direct you later. Have a battle training with Xiao Yu. Mulin touched little Lugia's head. Lily. Hearing the battle training, little Lugia was a little dazed. Although little Lugia was baptized by Rare Candy. Whether it is grade or rank, they have reached a higher level. But little Lugia has a timid temper and needs laser focus. Otherwise, Kong has a strong potential, and he will not be able to realize it. Lucario took the initiative to stand aside. Keep your eyes peeled for focus energy and soon enter the battle contest condition. Showing a powerful momentum. Lily, little Lugia flapped her wings, a little excited and a little nervous. Silver, this is just training. Don't be nervous, follow my command. Use gust. Lily, little Lugia was taken aback when she received the instruction. Then he flapped his wings, constantly pumping up the energy in his body. A powerful whirlwind formed, charged towards Lucario. When Lucario saw this, electric arcs flashed from his body. Left a footprint on the beach. Then quickly leave the range of influence of the whirlwind. While dodging, gather the waveguide and gather an aura sphere on the right hand. Head towards little Lugia, fling in the air. Boom. Aura sphere hits little Lugia. The impact of the explosion almost destabilized little Lugia. Xiao Yu didn't use his full strength in his attack. The aura sphere of the fighting type can only be used against the silver that is a combination of the psychic type and the flying type. Play a quarter of the original power. Training for silver has a long way to go. Through this round of offense, Mulin recorded every bit of little Lugia. After the little Lugia stabilized in the air, Mulin commanded, Silver, fly higher. Lily, little Lugia flapped her wings quickly and flew high into the sky. Okay. Silver uses Aeroblast. Lily. Little Lugia was full of energy, in rapid circulation. Exclusive skills of the Lugia clan. The Aeroblast that reduces everything to dust. The energies all come together. In the mouth of little Lugia, spit up a pure white energy column. In Lucario's eyes, the word dignified appeared. The power of waveguide rolled over. Gather outside the body. A white energy shield formed. Used to defend against little Lugia's attacks. Boom. Energy shield formed by Aeroblast and waveguide. Collide together. There was quite a storm. Aeroblast powerful impact. Blow out a 15-meter wide hole around Lucario. Okay, the training is over. Mulin said in a timely manner and stopped the training. Lily, little Lugia in the air, to unleash the Aeroblast just now. Exhausted all the energy, slowly fell from the sky back to the ground. Lucario also dissipated the energy shield formed by the power of the waveguide, and walked out of the hole. Lucario gave little Lugia a thumbs up. It means that the Aeroblast he just hit was very powerful. Little Lugia's eyes were filled with excitement. He looked at Mulin happily, wanting to be praised by trainer. Silver is doing well. The Aeroblast just now is amazingly powerful. Mulin touched little Lugia's head. Indeed. Little Lugia's combat awareness and combat experience. Very lacking. But I have to admit, the Aeroblast move just now has the demeanor of the mother Lugia. Mulin believes that through continuous training, correct little Lugia's timid temperament, in the future, it will become a powerful combat force. Johto region. Snowy Mount Silver. A large bird Pokemon, hovering in the sky. This Pokemon is none other than little Lugia. At this moment, Mu Lin was sitting on little Lugia's broad back. Spent a week at Whirlpool Island. This week, Mu Lin will train little Lugia every day. Gradually, little Lugia's performance is getting better and better. It is no longer satisfied with ordinary combat training. Mu Lin took little Lugia to Mount Silver not far from Whirlpool Island. Come here and hunt for wild Pokemon. Have a real fight. The Pokemon living here in Mount Silver, because of the harsh climate. This makes food here relatively scarce. This also leads to greater competition for survival in Mount Silver. Wild Pokemon are relatively strong. It is a good place to practice. Mu Lin pointed in one direction and said, Silver, fly forward. There's rival there. Lily, little Lugia flew forward hundreds of meters following Mu Lin's guidance. Then hover high in the air, staring at the snow below. In the snow there is a group of Pokemon that look like black and look like a kitten. A Weavile who lives in Mount Silver, a combination of ice and evil. Weavile finds little Lugia high in the sky. They all lurked in the snow, staring at little Lugia in the sky. Silver, let's go down. Mu Lin patted little Lugia who was sitting down. Lily, little Lugia slowly fell from the sky. Little Lugia and Mu Lin just landed on the ground. The Weavilis, who were ambushing in the snow around them, were ready to attack. Silver, are you ready? Mu Lin patted little Lugia's broad wings. Lily, little Lugia nodded, looking a little excited. I won't command you later. Are you confident to beat them? Mu Lin asked. Lily, little Lugia nodded. After Mu Lin's training during this period. Little Lugia has changed a lot. Okay, then I'll leave it to you. After Mu Lin explained, he took 2 steps back. Let little Lugia fight on her own. Lily. Little Lugia flapped her wings quickly. Eyes lock on one of the Weavilis. Use a move aerial ace. Flexibly use the huge wings to slap the opponent. Bang. Weavile, who was hit, flew back more than 10 meters. Little Lugia this taunts behavior. Completely makes the surrounding Weavilis jump out. Super Energy System and Evil System, the 2 energies are originally incompatible. And little Lugia dared to take the initiative to taunt. This made Weavile completely unbearable. Instantly mobilize energy. Let the surrounding rich ice molecules, condensed into razor-sharp ice shards. Attack on little Lugias. Lily, little Lugia is flying flexibly in the air, avoiding the ice shard. If they couldn't hide, they used their wings to shake them away. Fight with this group of Weavilis. 5 Weavilis fighting little Lugia. Both reached the peak of the gymnasium. Although compared with the small Lugia in the elite middle class, there is still a certain gap, but Weavilis are pack creatures. They usually hunt together cooperatively. They work well with each other. Often hunt some Pokemon stronger than them, and, on attribute. Dark type plus ice types Weavile. Completely overcome the little Lugia of the Super Energy System plus Flying System. The strength of the 2 parties can be said to be evenly matched. Plus, there's snow all around. It also increases the advantages of Weavile. Lily, little Lugia spotted a gap. Made a move Steel Wing. Forcibly carrying the attacks of the other 4 Weavilis. Suddenly launched a charge from the air, hitting a Weavile. Maw. The Weavile who was hit screamed in pain and fell to the ground. Lost all physical strength, lost combat effectiveness. Weavile's formation is broken. Show flaws. Lily, little Lugia fought bravely. Gradually. There is only one Weavile left in the field. Was mercilessly knocked away by little Lugia. Little Lugia was victorious. Lily. Little Lugia was excited to return to Mu Lin's side. Good job, Silver. Mu Lin gave little Lugia a thumbs up. You've improved a lot from before. After speaking, Mu Lin stretched out his hand. Transmit the power of Vibram in the body to little Lugia. Help him restore the stamina and energy lost in the previous battle. Lily, little Lugia's chubby eyes were full of excitement. Urging Mu Lin to ride on him quickly to find the next rival. Or the next bunch of rivals. The victory in the battle gave little Lugia great confidence. Throughout the day, little Lugia fought frantically. Gradually, the sky also darkened. Mu Lin camped in a leeward spot. Use solid alcohol on fire, preparing for dinner tonight. Lily, little Lugia sat next to Lucario. Share with him the rival you met today. Luca. Lucario also nodded now and then. Or point out a few words to little Lugia. Hiss, Darkrai with a colder temper. Sitting silently aside calm mind. Suddenly. Mu Lin cooking. Little Lugia and Lucario, who were chatting, stopped talking. Darkrai, including Calm Mind, has also withdrawn from the Calm Mind contest condition. All of them looked into the distance. They all felt a wave of super energy coming from a distance. Snowy Mount Silver. There is a hot spring. It is said that this hot spring is amazing, has a healing effect. At the moment, the hot springs on Mount Silver. There was a murderous air. The two women are looking at each other. Sabrina. The moment you turn down our rocket's invitation. You are the enemy of our rockets. As an enemy of our rockets, you are doomed to die. Talking man, with red hair. It was Ariana, one of the 4 generals of the Kanto region rockets. After speaking, Ariana took out a baby ball. Released an elite mid-tier Honchkrow. Humph. Sabrina snorted coldly, frowning slightly. I want me to help you with those dogfly camps. Impossible. After speaking, Sabrina also took out a treasure ball and summoned her main battle Pokemon. Alakazam at the pinnacle of elite. When death is imminent, there are still so many words. Ariana called out. Honchkrow, use wing attack. Honchkrow flapped his wings. Quickly launched an impact towards Alakazam. Alakazam. Use reflect. The spoon in Alakazam's hand touched. The energy of the super energy system rushed away. The air in front of my eyes trembled. An air wall is formed. Blocked the impact of Honchkrow. A blow failed, and Ariana didn't care. Sneered. Sabrina, let's see how long you can last. Honchkrow. Night Slash. Honchkrow's body overflowed with pure black energy to wrap itself. Attack again. Just when Sabrina was about to open her mouth and order Alakazam to counterattack. Suddenly, Sabrina felt a sharp stabbing pain in her head. Sabrina involuntarily covered her head and let out a cry of pain. Without trainer's command, Alakazam can only fight on his own. Alakazam activated the psychic energy and used reflect again. Trying to block Honchkrow's attack. It's just that Honchkrow is wrapped in evil energy. Suddenly broke through the light screen composed of psychic energy. Hit with unabated momentum. Dodge the untimely Alakazam. Boom. Alakazam was bombarded directly to the ground. Alakazam's weak constitution. Get hit by this Night Slash. The injury was serious. Alakazam. Sabrina ignored the pain in her head and looked at her own Alakazam with concern. Alakazam stood up with difficulty, with obvious injuries on his body. Seeing this, Ariana didn't intend to let Sabrina go so easily, and continued, Honchkrow. Assurance. Honchkrow swelled up the evil energy again. Attack on Alakazam. Alakazam. Use teleport to dodge. Sabrina yelled anxiously. Alakazam just got hit hard. There is no way to condense energy in a short time. Boom. Once again, Alakazam was blasted out. Alakazam. Sabrina yelled loudly. Alakazam gritted his teeth and tried to stand up from the ground several times. Can't do it. He was exhausted, but relying on the last willpower to hold on. Alakazam. He is indifferent to people, but to his own Pokemon. Sabrina is concerned. The sight of Alakazam falling to the ground caused a fire in her chest. Soon, Sabrina stopped holding herself back. Countless violent superpowers. Converging on the fallen Alakazam. For a split second, Alakazam's energy was replenished. The injuries of the body also recovered. Also, the equivalence of Alakazam. From the original elite peak to the terrifying champion peak. The spoon in Alakazam's hand, touched it lightly. Immediately let the space vibrate. A pure Psybeam. Suddenly hit Honchkrow. High speed. Ariana only had time to shout, Honchkrow, be careful. In the next second, Psybeam bombarded Honchkrow. Although the Honchkrow of the evil type can be immune to the attacks of the super energy type. But it cannot be immune to the impact contained in the energy. The huge impact directly blasted Honchkrow back tens of meters. Meanwhile, when Honchkrow was blasted out, Ariana also quickly retreated. I have absolutely no intention of going any further. Ariana looked behind Sabrina, who was in a runaway contest condition. He sneered triumphantly. Sabrina. Wait until you go crazy. Let's deal with you again. After speaking, Ariana no longer paid attention to Sabrina behind her. Ride Honchkrow away. What? Sabrina, who is being rampaged by Psychic, let out a painful growl. It felt as if someone had stuck a needle in her head. It hurts. Meanwhile, the wandering Psychic. It quickly devoured Sabrina's sanity. At this moment, Sabrina only has the whites of her eyes. As if losing human emotion, floating in the air. At this moment, Mu Lin came upon hearing the sound. Riding little Lugia came. Sabrina stared at Mu Lin with only white eyes. Without warning, she pointed her finger at him. Who? When Alakazam's 2 spoons touched, a stream of Psybeam condensed. Attack towards Mu Lin. At this time, Sabrina has long lost her mind. Now, her mind is filled with a strong desire to destroy. I just want to destroy all living things. Psybeam hits fast. The power is also amazing. The surrounding space seems to be distorted by this Psybeam. Seeing such a powerful offensive come, Mu Lin quickly shouted to the little Lugia who was sitting down, Silver, use Aeroblast. Lil Lugia hovers in the air, a mad use of energy. Quickly use the Aeroblast belonging to the Lugia family. Mouth also sprayed out. A white energy column that can turn everything into dust. Boom. The 2 energies collided together. There was a horrible explosion. Seeing this, Mu Lin spoke again. Silver, quickly fall to the ground. Although the confrontation just now was a tie. But in order to use such a powerful skill as Aeroblast, little Lugia expends a lot of energy. After all, there is only little Lugia in the elite mid-tier. Compared with Alakazam who was promoted to the top of the championship, there is still a certain gap. Little Lugia follows Mu Lin's command. Fold the wings quickly. Falling straight down from the sky. As soon as he got back to the ground, Mu Lin immediately took out 2 precious balls. Released Lucario and Darkrai. Luca, hiss. Perceived to be in combat. Both Pokemon quickly entered the battle contest condition. At this time, Kunwang had time to look at Sabrina. At this time, Sabrina is floating on the ground. Surrounding the body, there is violent super energy system energy. Sabrina was originally glamorous and had a beautiful appearance. But those eyes with only whites completely ruined her beauty. Gives people a feeling like a monster who has lost his mind. At the same time, Mu Lin also quickly activated the system's probing eyes. Check out Alakazam who just attacked him. Pokemon, Alakazam. Gender. Female attribute. Superpower ability. Mental power, by exercising the spirit, you will not flinch from rivals' attack. Level. 69 Champion Peak, due to temporary promotion. Potential. Champion. Skills. Confusion, Psybeam, Teleport, Reflect, Psycho Cut, Ally Switch, Recover, Mental Interference. Genetic skills. Magic Coat, Defense Rating, Contest Condition, Rage, Very Destructive Desire. Remarks. The Pokemon was blessed by the trainer's confusion, and its rank jumped from the mid-level elite to the peak of the champion. At the same time, the Pokemon was also attacked by the trainer's violent consciousness, causing it to lose its mind. Mu Lin, who is familiar with the plot, know that Sabrina's physique is different from ordinary people. Every once in a while, it will run away uncontrollably. Just usual, after the riots, will return to calm. But Mu Lin, who also has superpowers, obvious feeling. Sabrina, something is wrong at this point. Faintly, on the brink of collapse. If not prevented, it is estimated that Sabrina will die because of this. Same goes for Alakazam including Sabrina. Alakazam was originally only elite mid-tier. Can only store 100 energy. Now possessed by Sabrina's psychic power. Directly increase the energy of Alakazam to 200 or even 300. Sustained for a long time, Alakazam is possible because of the massive energy. And his body exploded. Just when Mu Lin was thinking. A system beep sounded in my mind. Congratulations to the host for activating the random mission. Mission objective. Defeat Sabrina and save her. Mission reward. Black Belt 1 failed punishment. None. Remarks. Black Belt is given to fighting-type Pokemon, which can increase the potential of fighting-type Pokemon. Does the host accept the task? Receive. Backquote. Mu Lin replied in his mind without hesitation. Sabrina's Alakazam, although the rank has been promoted to the peak of the championship. But Mu Lin's Pokemon has an advantage in numbers. At the same time, there is also Darkrai of the Tianke Super Power System. For the props rewarded by the system, Mu Lin is bound to get it. Probably use the Black Belt prop for Lucario. Lucario can successfully break through the shackles of race. Like Darkrai, the potential reaches the upper 3rd level god. The next step is to belong to the domain of the 2nd level gods. Just as Mu Lin was thinking, Sabrina, unconscious, left with only the desire to destroy. The pale fingers pointed at Mu Lin again. Who? Alakazam once again releases the terrifying psychic energy. Air, like water. There were waves of ripples. It's mental interference. Mu Lin recognized it at a glance. This is the signature skill of the super power system. Darkrai. Use Dark Pulse. Hiss. Darkrai's claws stretched out into the void, and grabbed it suddenly. Spilling evil energy. It also vibrates the air, sending out circles of ripples. The two waves collided together. There was no explosion. Instead, they dissolve each other silently. Quickly, a battle plan was generated in Mu Lin's mind. Xiao, Mega Evolution. Use Quick Attack to get closer to Alakazam. Lucario has spikes protruding from the back of his hands and feet. The hair on his body is crazy long. Immediately after completing the Mega Evolution form, stomped on ground. It flew out like a sharp arrow.